The Virgin aeroplane is just leaving.
We're just going live. Right, we're live. Here we are. Woohoo!
We are.
Spiritual Events Directory. This is Michelle Scott, and this is Wellness Conversations, the Woo Woo series. And we are absolutely thrilled to be in this space. I hope we've pressed all the right buttons there, Julie. Our Wellness Conversations is presented by our wellness community, and our wellness community is an online space for wellness in body, mind, heart, and soul. And we actually run events online as well as in real life. And Wellness Conversations, Julie, we've actually been broadcasting Wellness Conversations in our wellness community for about a year and a half now. And just over 3 months ago, we were invited to actually broadcast live on air at KC Radio 97.7 FM. We're live to air on KC Radio every Tuesday, 3 to 4 p.m. And we are absolutely thrilled now to be taking that a step further. And here we are in Spiritual Events Directory, and we are thrilled. So just a little bit about the show, everybody. Wellness Conversations is a space that a space into which we invite all these gorgeous goddesses that they're on path. They have passion for their modality. They have a story to tell. They have a modality to share. They have tools that have helped them grow better in body, mind, heart, and soul. And so we bring them into the conversation to share all of that with us so that we can grow better too. And this is our first show, and Julie Lewin, Medical Intuitive, is joining our conversation tonight. And Julie is actually at the airport about to fly to Melbourne, Julie.
Oh, Brisbane. Yeah.
Are you in Sydney flying back to Brisbane?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And we were having a bit of a laugh offline because we were saying that you're sitting there looking at Virgin Airlines at the moment, and this is our Virgin episode.
Yeah.
A Virgin episode on Spiritual Events Directory. So we did post a link. Julie will be available a little bit later in the show to give us some oracle guidance and some divine insights. Just excuse the noise if you can hear it, because, as I said, Julie is at the airport. So we're very lucky to have Julie on our first show, given that she's in between flights. But Julie will be available for some oracle guidance and divine insights. And if you want to be assured of a reading, we're doing that in our Zoom webinar, and the link to register and come into this session is on our Spiritual Events Directory page. To scroll down a little bit. But so let's start, Julie. You and I have known each other for years through the fabulous goddess, the goddess community. I know a little bit about your story, but for our audience, what was the big thing that got you going on this spiritual path?
Well, it started 35 years ago. I can't believe it. More than half of my life.
Yeah.
I was 25. I had a 7-month-old baby, and my friend said, "You're having a reading," and that was like telling me I had a date with the devil. And I said,
"Really?
Oh, I don't do that sort of thing."
Yeah.
And so she said, "Yeah, you are." And so she paid for it. She drove me there. She looked after my baby, and what that 1 hour did was it totally changed my life.
Yes.
And Brother William was the reader, and what he said to me was, if you keep going the way that you are, you will basically have a terrible life. He said your marriage will fail, you'll be very unhappy, and you'll remarry quickly, and that marriage will fail. You'll be very ill in your 30s and 40s and die at 53.
Wow, what a positive guy.
And so he said, but you have a nun and a monk beside you, and if you choose this alternate destiny, your marriage will survive. And we've just done 37 years.
Wow.
And, he said, you'll overcome the illnesses in your 30s and 40s, and I have.
Yes.
And I'm a 19-year cancer survivor, so I feel like I've done pretty well there.
Absolutely.
He said, you will live into your 90s and be of great benefit to the world, and you'll have many happy moments. So every day I have happy moments. And in the course of the last 35 years, I've developed a healing modality called Arakira. And I'm now training practitioners and facilitators in that modality. And it helps people with stress, anxiety, pain, wellness, basic all over wellness. And and it's like people experience little miracles, and they learn how to heal themselves and manage their thoughts, their emotions, their mindset, their even their physical well-being. They do all of that because they're empowered, and it's not like they're giving their power away to all these doctors and practitioners. They're claiming it back, and they're able to manage what's going on in their lives. And what I've discovered is,
I was just going to say, let's go a step back there though, Julie. So when you had the reading and he said, you know, it's important for you to make that life change, what did he mean by that? Did he mean that it was time to, you know, embrace and start to learn and discover your spirituality, your spiritual side?
He didn't actually say. He said that I had a special gift of X-ray vision, and I could see inside of people's bodies.
Wonderful. So he meant that you needed to become aware of the gift, and you needed to start using the gift and walk in that path.
Yes, and I said to him, how do I do that? This is what he did. I'm the messenger. You have to figure that out yourself.
And then what happened after that, Julie? So before you got to you know, the healing modality, and we're going to talk about that, before that downloaded and all the rest of it was born, what was sort of the path that you took? Books and courses, or things?
I did buy a book, actually. I bought a book called Mother Wit by Diane Mari Child. It's an amazing book. And I read that book and I started doing some of the exercises. And then I thought, well, does God want me to be a naturopath? So I did a year of naturopathy and I did really well. But I got pregnant again, and I suffer from the Princess Kate morning sickness, and I was really ill. And I couldn't do my final exams that year because I was so ill. And then with 2 babies, I thought, I don't think I could study and be a mum to 2 babies. So I let that slide. And you know what, Michelle? I lay on the bed and I looked at the ceiling and I said, God, if you want me to do this, you show me how.
Yes.
I started seeing visions. And
very powerful.
It was very powerful. And so I basically followed the rabbit. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kept lying in bed and saying, you show me how and I will follow.
Yes. And then a new thing would be revealed. Something, someone, something, somewhere would pop up.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. And so then you started, you know, as you said, you started following the white rabbit, started walking that path. And so then, let's talk about when did I'll let you say it, when did the healing modality download?
Look, in 1994, so this is 10 years after the reading, and I had a very practical business of a secretarial bureau. So I was very corporate and very
traditional,
pragmatic and traditional. And I had this secret life over here, but I had a lot of customers coming in, and you know, if they looked like they were struggling, I'd say, I can do this thing. Will you let me experiment on you? And
Wow.
so they started saying yes. And so I had 10 years of research and development. I went to a psychic development course for 8 weeks and I practiced every single day.
Yes, I know. It just
and
consumes you, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
but I had my corporate life as well.
Yes.
And then in 1994, I rang the TV show The Extraordinary.
Yes.
And I said to them, I can do something extraordinary. And they laughed at me, really. They said, oh, yeah, well, have you got any witnesses or testimonials? And I said, well, there's my mum. And that's when they laughed. And I said, well, what about a doctor, a nurse, and a psychologist? And they went, whoa, yes, that sounds better. And I just happened to have had dinner with a doctor, a nurse, and a psychologist. And they witnessed me doing some work with a boy that had a condition called Lorenzo's oil condition.
I've heard of that. That's a movie. Didn't they make that into a
movie?
It is a
movie.
Right.
It is a movie. And so I didn't know that. And I said to the doctor, can I just go and tune in? And he got permission from the parents. And when I came back, he said, that's remarkable, Julie, because that's actually how my patient is. I listed some things.
Right.
And so I then had worked with the nurse and the psychologist, and they believed in my work and benefited from my work. So they all agreed to go on the show and support my claim. And so that show went to air in August 1994, and my life has not been the same since.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. The post office used to ring every 2 or 3 days and say, there's a sack of mail here. Can you come and get it?
So that all these people then writing to you and wanting you to, it's a little bit like Edgar Cayce, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like, I was so drawn to Edgar Cayce, his story and his gift, and read quite a few of his books. And isn't it funny, Julie? We were worried about the announcements there at the airport, but instead we've got screaming children.
I know, 2 of them, right there. I can't tell them.
I know, anyway. I know. Let's just put some divine energy around them and move them along.
Let's just do this.
Do the bubble. Let's just do the bubble.
Push the bubble out.
And I know that so like Edgar Cayce, basically you can tune into an individual and be able to sort of do that body scan and pick up on what might not be quite right mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually.
Yeah.
Yes. How amazing. So you started getting letters after letters, bags and bags and bags.
Exactly. Like over 10,000 letters.
Wow.
And yeah. It took me 3 years to manage all of that. And I was doing 8 readings a day, 7 days a week for 3 years.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Yeah. Wow.
And my phone was ringing from all over the world because it sold to 22 countries around the world.
Wow.
And it was really
intense.
Overwhelming,
intense, but you did it. But you did it. And I guess from all of those, basically from that practice, that daily practice, that heavy period of practicing, you got a really good idea then in terms of the healing modality that you've created. You must have got, that must have been a lot of research that you were then able to put into those children.
I know. I'm so sorry.
So that became the foundation upon which
it did.
Yeah, lovely. And so then when did it occur, that I had my own healing modality?
So I think it was probably 2006, so another 12 years later.
Wow.
I'd been working with people as in being paid to work with people for 12 years.
Yes.
And then I built my website, and then people would find me. And then in 2005, maybe, no,
Yeah.
I don't know, 2006, 2007, I was getting a lot of headaches and I was getting downloads. And so, oh my goodness.
Oh dear, the universe is really testing us. I'm just trying to see some of the. I'm just trying to see too some of the comments on Facebook.
Oh my goodness.
I know it's very. It's full on. We do have somebody saying that one of the comments that there's a clicking sound, but I'm not sure what that is. It's certainly screaming. Unfortunately, there certainly is screaming children in the background. Julie is at the airport.
So I'm just
waiting to. I wonder if you could say that you're on the phone, or would that be too?
Look, the father came and he can see that I'm doing something, and he's just let them. Excuse me, children. Could you go back to mum and dad? Thank you.
It's so, isn't it funny? I love it because I'm always, like you, Julie, I've been on the spiritual and personal development path since my 20s, and I'm always one to kind of see, to kind of take the challenges before us a little bit more, take that more deeply and get something valuable out of it. So isn't it interesting? Our first show, we had complete silence, and then the show started, and the two kids what we might do, Julie, we might...
Excuse me, I'm doing an interview. Would you be able to take the children a little bit further away? Thank you.
It really, some special effects. We've got some special effects for our Virgin show on Spiritual Events Directory. Well done, Julie. Maybe that's exactly what the opportunity gave you. It was given to you just to be able to go, excuse me. So the healing modality then started to come through. What's it called, Julie?
Arakira.
Arakira, and I love it because it's I mean, you are an author. You've got a book. You've got cards. As we said, you've done hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands. Which the readings and healings would be in the thousands by now. And what I love about your cards is that when you buy your Oracle cards, it really is, it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual planes that you read from.
Yes, there's 7 bodies actually.
7,
Seven.
Yep.
Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, auric, energy, and etheric. Yeah.
Wow. We've got some comments coming up on Facebook, which is terrific. Now we've got so then just sort of take us quickly through a process. If if I had to contact you for a healing, what would you need from me in order to be able to do that, Julie?
So what I would need from you is your full name and date of birth, and that's how I step into your holographic body or your energy body.
Wow.
And I learned how to do this, Michelle, because nobody told me I couldn't do it.
Yes.
Nobody told me how to do it. I wanted to do it, and so I found a way to do it. And so I step into the energy body and I say a prayer for both of us, and then my body fires off. Yeah. And I go, oh, right, so it's that and that and that and that and that. And then I write it all down. Wow. And then we talk about what comes up. And then people just go, how do you know all of this stuff about me? Yeah. And I say, because I've stepped into your energy body, and scientists have proven they originally called it a phantom body. And that was, if you stood up from where you are right now, they could come along with their instrument and they could measure your outline of your phantom body. That is an exact blueprint of your physical body.
Really?
And so I've discovered a way of stepping into that holographic or energy body.
Wow.
And it kind of gives me signals in my physical body. And then when I'm talking with my client, I have this movie rolling in my head. So even though I'm seeing you here, the movie is rolling and I see that just as clearly. And it's almost like I'm bilingual. Yes. And I can do both at the same time. And that movie informs me of what I need to do next. And so that's how I know. And I see a movie of the healing that needs to happen. And the more outrageous it is, the more impact it seems to have on the energy body. When you heal the blueprint, the physical body heals as well.
Oh, I love
so
that.
It's quite remarkable. Yes.
It is. Oh, and of course you also do, so tonight we're going to just pull some cards and just do some readings. We can also do that using the cards as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. And then of course you mentioned we might do a couple of readings, and then we'll continue to talk about as you said, now with the Arakira, you've now created templates, you've now created a program, a way that you can teach this to others so they can also have this as a healing modality in their toolbox. But
that's
we've
right.
We've got Jan. Jan said hello there to you, Julie.
Hi, Jan.
Yeah, Jan is Jan Bonifin. She's also on Facebook, I think. She said Facebook seems to have a better signal and sound. But okay, so we might. What do we need from Jan in order to give her a reading? Do we?
That's it. That's it.
Beautiful. Excellent.
That's it. Just that she wants one, and there's 56 cards in my deck. And what I do is I knock 3 times. I was told that clears the deck. And then I just wait for a card to fly out.
Wonderful. Well, Jan says that she's very, very interested in the medical intuitive side of things. So Julia's done a couple of card readings for me in the past. Very spot on.
Okay, so Jan, the card for you is bouncy. High spirits fill you with the joy of living. Can you see that card?
I can see that.
Excellent. So when that card pops up, what that says to me is that there's something with high energy, high activity, high excitement that is coming up for you in the next week or two, and that it's almost like that feeling that you have the night before Christmas and you know Santa's coming. So it's a high energy. And so, Jan, what I'm feeling for you is to be on the lookout for something that is going to, there'll be a shift for you. And I feel like that feeling that brings the shift is not just going to impact your life, it's going to impact your family's life. And it's, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just had a flash of travel. So it's almost like I don't know, Jen, if you're thinking of going overseas, but I feel like there's overseas travel coming, and it's not just a solo trip, it's a family trip. And that it's like, oh my God, it's that kind of excitement. So that's what I'm feeling for Jan.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome. And I've got there's a number of ladies, on the page, Spiritual Events Directory, asking for a reading. We're more than happy to give you a reading, ladies, but we can't, what we're doing is we've got a webinar Zoom room set up. We would love you to come into the Zoom room, and that way we can have a bit more of a back and forth in terms of chat, and it's just a nice exchange anyway, to actually come into the Zoom room and sign in. more than happy to give you a reading in the Zoom room. So we've also got sorry, ladies, the link to come into the webinar Zoom room is actually on a post just a little bit further down the page. You'll see the link. Just click on it, pop your email address in there, and come into the Zoom room. We've got Laura and Aloy from Trinidad. Can you believe it? How awesome! And,
that's awesome, Laura.
Isn't that awesome? And she's actually been, she's also been one of Sandra, Sandra, who's actually studying your healing modality. I think Sandra's up to level 2 now. Jeez. So Laura has been working with Sandra, and she said she'd love to get a reading from you as well. Wow.
Laura,
awesome.
You have got one of my very favorite cards. It's the Sacred card. It says a sacred space is one set apart from daily life. Now, I'm not sure if you have a sacred altar, and it doesn't need to have a photo of a guru on it, but it's just a little space where you have your precious things that connect you to source, or if you're comfortable with the word God, or if you have a spiritual master, and it can have crystals on it. It can have, oh, you do. That's amazing. Yes. So what I'm feeling, Laura, is be on the lookout for something new to add to your altar. And the other thing is, you can add a flower to your altar every day, but I'm feeling compelled to say to you, service your altar, or serve your altar every day. Create a little ritual where you send your love out to the world and ripple your love around the world, and that will come back to you as you experience the other side of the ripple. And I've got goosebumps, seriously, all the way to my toes as I say that for you, Laura. So I would love for you to friend me and send me a photo of your altar, because I have a feeling it's very beautiful. And
wow.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. So thank you.
That's awesome. Laura says, I do, bless you. I am grateful for this. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
So Julie, if we get back to the healing modality then, and how you put that together into a program, and talk a little bit about the templates, and how other healers out there with we all have so many tools in our kit, and this might be another modality that healers can add to theirs.
Absolutely. So remember, Michelle, that I was saying that I would get these visions descend.
Yes.
As I was working on healing my clients in the early days. So some of those visions I would duplicate with another client, and I was in awe that, oh my gosh, I got the same outcome. And so then I do it again and I get the same outcome. So I've gathered all of those templates, is what I call them, because they're duplicatable. I know if we do this, this, and this, we'll get this outcome. For example, and I just did this today with a friend of ours. He got a tattoo today. And I've never had a tattoo, but my daughter did. And she said, Mum, I did your skin healing technique. And you know what? I didn't get any oozing, any weeping. It just healed overnight. And I didn't have to use any of that stuff. And all the redness went away overnight. And so I've done that with my friend. And I said, that will be fine tomorrow. And with my daughter, she didn't even get any fading of her tattoo. The tattoo artist said, you might need to come back in a month and I'll touch it all up for you. But it didn't fade. And so she used the skin healing technique. And I know that works on anything to do with the skin. It heals burns in hours, 100%. You know, if there is a burns unit somewhere in the world who wants to trial my burn skin healing technique, I would love that, because I've had clients who had burning on fire oil on their skin, burning them deep in, be healed
Right.
in days.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what you've put together is yeah, wow, that's huge. So healing techniques for all
Templates,
these
yeah.
different ailments, all these different
Yeah.
ailments we might have.
Yes.
So that's the physical stuff. Do you also have that for the mental, emotional
I
stuff as
do.
well?
I do. And what I've noticed more in the more recent years is nearly like 90% of my clients say, oh, stress and anxiety. I suffer from stress and
Yes.
anxiety.
Look, stress and anxiety are, you know, in because life has changed so much, and it's usually set up to really put all of that into overdrive. You know, overwhelm and stress and anxiety, big these days. You know,
it
for
is.
all of us. Yeah,
it is. And most people say they're 8 out of 10 or more. And I say, how do you function?
Yeah.
And I said, do you feel like you're caught between a rock and a hard place? And they say, yes. I said, what if I could take you to 0 out of 10 in 10 minutes? They don't believe me. But I've worked out a way for us to activate our own body's stress management mechanism to flood the blood with this thing called a macrophage, and it actually eats all the stress out of our blood like a Pac-Man, and it goes like this. And I know that the blood is
love that
cleaned.
Pac-Man.
Yes, and it does this. And the liver cleans our blood every 2 minutes. So you can do that. You can clean your entire system in 2 to 5 minutes. Like there's a yin and yang, like there's, you know, there's yin and yang in everything, Michelle, and you would have just discovered this. So like I live in Queensland right now. We're on fire, like our state is on fire, New South Wales is on fire, but Victoria is freezing and wet. And when we're flooding in Queensland, Victoria's on fire. It's that yin and yang.
That's so true.
And so everything is yin and yang. And so with this technique, I have the yin and I have the yang, and it cleans the blood so that you feel like you've got space. And when you feel like you've got space around you, you feel like you have choice. And when you feel like you have choice, it's like you can breathe through whatever disaster is happening, but you're not like this. You're not compacted into it, and you're not the disaster. You are a being that is navigating a disaster or navigating the chaos rather than being the chaos. And it gives you a completely different perspective, and that affects our mindset, it affects our body, it affects the response that rushes through us. We're not getting that fight or flight happening. It's not like it's turned on 24/7. So I teach people how to bring their stress levels down, and so
that's amazing. And when you said before the reading that you did for Jan, she said yes, that she's got Galactic Center coming up, and a trip in January when you talked about the travel.
Oh, wow. See,
and we might even Margie has registered for the event. She will see the recording. So we might pull a card for some of those that are booked in but aren't present. We'll do a card for Margie. And
so what's Margie's full name?
Margaret Ioannidis.
Margaret.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Just do the knock. So what I created these oracle cards, Michelle, and I didn't know how to read oracle cards.
Wow.
And so I've learned how to read, and what happens is you can sit. Did you see that?
I love it when that happens.
Just flew out. Oh,
I love
my
it.
goodness, Margie. Celestial beings.
Oh.
Celestial beings guide and watch over you.
Wow, that makes sense.
Does it? Yeah. So this is from the etheric realm. So this is the etheric body.
Yeah.
And what that says to me is Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you may feel a bit overwhelmed at the moment, but to not fall into that overwhelm, because the celestial beings are all gathering around you to lift you up.
Yeah.
And carry you through whatever is going on right now. And I want you to focus in on that gold light just there and surround yourself with that gold light, because that's going to really lift your spirits and lift your energy. And I'm feeling that you're going to actually do downloads. I don't know what your work is right now, but
yes, Margie.
downloads.
Yeah, Margie. All the time.
So there's new downloads coming, and they're bringing it through on that golden beam.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. That is so amazing.
So, Michelle, if anyone wants a photo of the card, they just need to let me know what their card was, and I'll send them a copy of the photo and the deeper description from the book as well.
Wonderful. That'd be terrific.
So
Lovely. We've got, awesome. We've got Lynn. Lynn's also come into the session. So, ladies, as we said, wellness. This is Wellness Conversations. It's the Woo Woo series. Wellness Conversations in our wellness community has been broadcasting for about a year and a half. And, you know, it's ladies that have a story, ladies that have a modality and some tools that have helped them grow better. And we get them into the conversation so that we can learn, hear their story and learn their tools so that we can grow better too. But the Woo Woo story, because the Woo Woo series, because we are here in Spiritual Events Directory. The Woo Woo series is taking the wellness conversation to that deeper level, you know. We really want to, it's all about really getting into that soul stuff. So, I'm losing my train of thought there because they seem to be back, Julie. Background there. Julie is at the airport, everybody, which is why we're getting quite a bit of background noise. And I did hear that clicking. I heard that clicking that one of the ladies commented about on the page. But that's okay. Let's also do another lady that has booked in for the session but isn't live with us, Julie. We'll pull a card for her as well because she'll be watching this on replay. Her name is Connie. Connie. Now I don't know. I'm not going to get your surname right, probably Connie. Georgiopoulos.
Okay, Connie.
It's a big one.
Let's see how I go. So, oh my goodness. Let's see if a card flies out, and if it doesn't, I'll just, oh, there we go.
Love it.
I was waiting for it. So, Connie, you've got one from the physical body, and you've got the bodily card, which is be conscious as the body. So what that's saying to me is that you may be traveling a little bit out, astral traveling, being out of your body, and this is saying for you to come back and be grounded, be in your body. It's really important that you be in your body. And when I get this card, what I feel is that if you're not experiencing wellness right now, it's because your essence is not fully present in your body. Bring that back in, get grounded, walk barefoot on the earth, maybe have a Epsom salt bath, but get yourself back into your body and bring the vitality back. That's what I'm feeling really strongly. I'm not sure if you resonate with that, Connie. fully present back into your body. And I'm just going to share a little story here. And I'm not sure if you'll relate, but what I noticed when I was doing that earlier 10, 20 years of my practice, I was actually seeking it out of my body. I was going out all of the time, and there was hardly any of my essence in my physical body. And I got sicker and sicker and sicker.
Right.
And after I realized, oh my goodness, I've actually got to contain my essence in my body, that's when I really started to heal and be well and experience vitality every day. So when I see that card, I implore people, bring your essence in. We are like a fractal, Michelle. So I've got this photo I found on the internet somewhere of the galaxy, the World Wide Web, and a neuron in the brain. Now, I'm absolutely stunned. The neuron in the brain is identical to the galaxy photo.
Wow.
So we as a human being are a fractal or a smaller version of the galaxy, of the universe. So we don't have to go out there searching for answers. They literally are inside of us, and travel down the rabbit hole within ourselves, and we keep our essence in our body.
Yeah.
If you put a business on a skeleton crew, what happens to it? It barely functions.
Absolutely.
So if we have our essence mostly out there, our body is like it's got a skeleton crew left, and it will barely function. There won't be enough essence of us to activate all of our cells to do all of their job. So it's about
and we get sick.
That's exactly right. And so
we get sick, yeah.
We do. And so this is a message for Connie, but for everyone listening.
Yes.
Bring your essence into your body, be grounded.
Yes.
And look after yourself. Before you look after anyone else, look after yourself.
Yes. We do tend to do that, don't we? We do tend to save others to our detriment, and then we end up, being unwell. It's kind of, when you're on the plane and they do that little safety thing at the beginning, they don't teach you to save others first. They teach you to save yourself so that then you can save others. But we tend to live it the other way around, don't we?
Yes. Yes.
Now we've got so Julie, we've got Lynn's come into the webinar Zoom room, and she would love a reading. I did ask Lynn if she had a question. I don't know if that's okay, Julie. Does it make it a little bit? If they've got a question, can they ask a question that
they can?
Beautiful.
They can.
So Lynn hasn't actually. I did ask if Lynn had a question. She hasn't answered that. So let's just do a reading for Lynn. It's Lynn Villiers.
Okay, let's see what comes for Lynn.
Wonderful.
Take these cards up.
And while you're doing that,
I can actually feel the energy coming down my arms for this.
Okay.
So Lynn, we have the pleasure and the pain.
Sensation.
So, sensation, yes. So what that says to me is, if you look at that card, it's as above, so below. But in the below, there's a little bit of a difference. So for you, it's Lynn, isn't it?
Yes.
What I'm feeling is that there may be a little bit of conflict coming up for you right now, and I've just had a validation of that. But know that everything changes and that there is pleasure on the other side of that. It may be that you need to do something that feels uncomfortable, but there is always grace, and I'm feeling that there is grace coming for you.
Wow.
And to be courageous and to step into whatever it is that you need to do, but there will be a really positive impact of you stepping up, and it's almost like stepping into your goddessness. I'm not sure what even that means, but it's stepping into your power, and the pleasure will be immense because you will be so proud of yourself.
Oh, there you go. Lynn's just made a comment in the Zoom room. Just had court for my house settlement.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. So there is grace, there is pleasure on the other side of that, Lynn.
Wow. So ladies, sorry to interrupt you there, Julie. So ladies, we're happy to give you a free reading. In exchange for that, though, we do have a Zoom room set up. The link is actually in a post just a little bit further down the page. So just have a look for that. Click on the link, come into the Zoom room, sign up and come into the Zoom room. We're happy to give some of you on the page a complimentary reading as well. However, we will only be doing a couple of that. I didn't introduce myself as well as I probably could have at the beginning. My name is Michelle Scott. I'm actually, like Julie and all the other fabulous women that we know and have in our wellness community, I have lots of tools. I am a radio talk show host and founder, facilitator of the wellness community, but also a numerologist. So I can also draw some cards for you after the session. But if you want to be guaranteed a reading, pop in here now into the Zoom room and we can do so. So that was awesome, Julie, for Lynn. How about that?
I know.
We've also got, I do have another lady who's booked in for the session, but was called into work at the last minute. Now her name is, let's do a reading for her. Her name is Lisa Carville.
Okay, Lisa, let's see what we bring. And I love it when the card just flicks out.
Oh, me too.
It says to me that, oh, look at that. There we go. Oh, look at that. Heavenly. To be sublimed in happiness.
Oh, I love it.
So what that's saying to me, and it's Lisa, isn't it?
Yes.
Lisa, to be sublimed in happiness. So I'm feeling this is about you meditating and about you feeling that connection to source, and to really sit in the having your sit bones sitting down into being really anchored and feeling like, I don't know why I'm saying this, I'm feeling like the Kundalini is just, you know, powering through you, and you are sublimed in the Shakti, the goddess Shaktipat, and that when you can bring that into your being, everything else just falls into place. And I see you really transforming wow. your life, transforming your environment as you bring that sublimed happiness into your being. All your cells will respond to that, and I can really feel that shift for you.
Yeah.
So that's for you, Lynn. How that's beautiful.
Awesome. So lovely. Yeah. That is so lovely. And you're actually in Melbourne. If anybody, for all of those of us in Melbourne, you will be in Melbourne on Friday night. Julie, you'll be at a fabulous little venue around the corner, actually, from where I am in Mount Eliza, called Spirited New Beginnings. And you'll actually be going through, it's an event, and you'll be going through the technique for, is it for anxiety?
Stress and anxiety, yes.
Lovely. So if anyone wants to get tickets to that, what we might do is after the show, we'll pop a link in. I do have your link in a separate post on the page. For those of you that want to, get in contact with Julie, join her community, learn more about Julie Lewin, Medical Intuitive, and we might even pop the event invite into the comments section of this live post
Fantastic.
as well, Julie. Yeah, so lovely. I'd love to. I did have another lady. We've got a few comments on the page. We might, because it's inaugural. I love that word, inaugural. Am I saying that correctly?
You are.
Our first show, our Virgin episode. Because of that, we might, and we have done readings for everybody in the Zoom room. Ladies, we'd love you to actually come into the Zoom room and sign up. It's a fantastic exchange of energy that we can, get you in here and offer personalised interaction. However, it's fantastic. We're so thrilled to be in the space of the Spiritual Events Directory as well. So we might do maybe a couple of readings from here, Julie, just to kick off the show, get things moving. Vicky hasn't been able to find the link there, but she has been trying to find the link to come into the Zoom room. And her name is Vicky Vasilopoulos. Vicky Vasilopoulos. I hope I said that correctly.
See what we get for you, Vicky. Okay. So let's see. Whoa. Here we go. This one. Oh no, look at that, Michelle.
Oh, the bodily again.
We get the bodily again. So that often happens to me when I'm doing group readings online, that the same card out of 56 cards.
The same card will fall out.
Same card will fall out. It is. So for Vicky, what I'm feeling for you is more about grounding yourself. So that's walking barefoot on the earth, getting your hands in the earth, doing some gardening, even going out, walking. I don't know where you live, Vicky, but if there's an opportunity to walk along the beach, walk in the ocean, I'm feeling like, I don't know, I'm feeling like I want to really like anchor down into the earth, like come fully down into your body. And it may even be that you stand out on the earth and feel the roots going down from your being down into the core of the earth, because I'm feeling that it's going to be important for you to be grounded for what's coming up for you. And if you can feel really solid in the earth and solid in yourself, you will be able to step into what's coming from a really practical, solidly grounded perspective. And you will, I don't often say this, but I feel like you will breeze through whatever's coming up for you if you prepare yourself. Does that make sense, Michelle?
Absolutely.
Yes. So that's what I'm feeling for you, Vicky. I hope that is helpful.
Yes, wonderful. Now, isn't it funny? You always think, I always think before the show. So we've had a lovely, it's been terrific back and forth on Facey here. It's just that I'm not as great at coordinating all the different portals through which all these contacts come through. So, but when I have a look at, we've had lots of lovely comments. Vicky just said thank you. Oh my God! So spot on there for Vicky, Julie. How awesome! So ladies, oh beautiful. Nicole said, can you put the link in the comments section, please? Oh, we've only got 6 minutes left of the show here now, Nicole. But never fear, I will. You, Julie, you might get the opportunity to pick a couple of lucky winners from the comments section on Spiritual Events Directory page, and maybe pull a card for them. That'd be awesome. Just as a lovely little thank you for our first show. Oh, there you go. Nicole made it in. Oh, well done, Nicole. Well done. So we'll do a one card reading for Nicole.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Awesome.
Nicole. So what was Nicole's surname?
And so Nicole is Nicole Rhodes.
Okay. Whoa.
I fell right out.
It did fall right out. Pure. Free from corruption and evil. So, Nicole, this card is such a beautiful card. And it says to me that you are pure of heart and that you are not to let anyone tell you otherwise, that you do come from that heart space, and that just being in the room with people, Nicole, you are helping them transform because of this beautiful energy that is oozing out of you.
Wow.
You just need to smile. You just need to look people in the eye and be you, 100% you, because you, just by being in the room with people, are healing their hearts.
That's beautiful.
It is, yes.
Oh, thank you, Julie. She said that's beautiful.
You are very welcome. So I feel compelled to tell you to not let anyone's judgment of you change the way that you are. You just stay the way that you are, and you keep being your beautiful, gentle self, and you will be doing global service work. Yes.
This is so precious. She said it is so precious. Because, you know, Julie, sometimes we think that the difference that, well, firstly, sometimes we don't embrace our differentness. And I always say, you know, our differentness is the difference we've come to make in the world. So often we don't, we're always trying to conform. And then secondly, sometimes we think that the difference we've come to make, we sometimes think that, you know, it's some big thing. But as you just said there to Nicole, actually just by being her, and she's healing just by being herself, and she's healing just by being in the room, and just by, you know, talking and smiling at people, you're healing hearts. I think that's amazing. That's beautiful.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I can feel that actually in my heart.
So
right
really?
Now.
Oh my God, that's so nice. Well, this has been amazing. You know, before the show, even when we have our show on KC Radio on Tuesdays, I always think it always seems like it's going to be a long time, that hour. But you know, then it always ends up that it's just not long enough. And we can just keep going. But we are at the end of our allocated hour on Spiritual Events Directory. So, you know, thank you so much to Spiritual Events Directory, Sam, for welcoming us into the space, for giving us this opportunity. And ladies, what we would love, you know, our wellness community is full of a huge platform of talented women, gifted teachers, speakers, healers, readers, coaches. We've got, you know, it's a sacred space, a supportive community. It's all about women, empowering women and sharing, and it's interesting, informative. It's all of those things. So we'd love you to join our wellness community, and we have all sorts of things going on in there, just as we do on the page here, Spiritual Events Directory. You know, and Julie, you know, our motto is basically together everyone achieves more. It's not about you know, there's so many interesting things out there. You know, let's just embrace all of it, because you know, together as we all these communities come together, all of you know, these fantastic teachers and coaches and all coming together, just means that the wellness message gets spread far and wide. So thank you so much to you, Julie Lewin, for being our first special guest. And and ladies, you've got to go and join Julie's community as well if you want to hear more about Arikira. That would be awesome. And you do free. You actually offer free readings in your community as well. Every Monday. Beautiful. Every Monday night? Morning. Morning. What time? It's generally around 10 a.m. Queensland time. Excellent. Well, we're going to pop your link is there. We might pop the link on the comments as well. And look, next week, you know, we'll be even more efficient, ladies. We did have the link on a post that we posted earlier, but next week we'll pop it into the comments. And so, as we said, Julie will do a couple of readings from the comments. But we will set up a Zoom room each and every week, and we'd love you to come into the Zoom room. Next week we'll have another fabulous goddess on. And thank you for having us. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you to Spiritual Events Directory.
Yeah. Mwah.
Right, let's navigate the techie stuff and get on out of here. Have a great Sunday night and a great week, ladies.
Thanks, Laura.
See you, ladies.